Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mayday Media. Got a couple little articles might be of interest. Had some comments on a couple other videos. Let me clear some things up. I don't use editing software because of the hardware that I got. I used to use OpenShot, I think it was. It was awesome. I love putting in all kinds of little effects and stuff. Unfortunately, it would take close to 3 hours for a 15-minute video, and my computer would almost catch on fire. And then just another hour to upload onto YouTube, and it just wasn't worth it for the subscribers and the views that I got. When I do go for a new computer, I'll put it out there, the four that I've got that I'm wanting to get, and try to get a response back on which is the best. But eventually I'm going to get a nice editing computer, and I'll be able to edit, and instead of taking 3 hours, it might take 45 minutes, and won't blow up my computer. On the Steam being put on PlayStation 5, I think it was. Yeah, you're right. I don't have the technicalities to do that stuff, but there are people out there that do. Might be an option for them. Maybe if I ever get a little better, maybe I could do it, but I'm not going to attempt it. I'll fuck everything up somehow. And as far as the disingenuous article that I had read, I mean, it probably was. I mean, anything with these Steam machine is, I mean, it's kind of a guess. Like, they don't really put nothing out. I read through this article, and still, it doesn't really seem like they have a price. And so, I mean, it's all kind of disingenuous, but I'm just trying to be informative. That's all. I've got interest in this Steam machine for the fact that I quit playing video games on PlayStation 2. And at 50, I'm wanting to get back into playing video games, mainly for dementia kind of stuff like that. I'm kind of looking at it in that way, but I also do miss playing video games. Anyway, we're going to do this article. Steam machine release date and pricing becomes clearer after latest Valve updates. Valve's Steam controller finally launched earlier this week, but it's supposed to have another piece of the existing hardware joining it, the Steam machine. Pitched as a simplified PC that offers a console-like way to experience your Steam library on the big screen, Valve announced that the miniature box in November 25. It was supposed to launch early this year. However, the rising cost of RAM and everything else going to the world, blah, 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 causing the release of the controller earlier. Valve has kept incredibly quiet on how much the Steam machine will cost and when it will finally see the light of day. That being said, there is some evidence to suggest that the release date is pretty close, and we can also estimate just how much gamers can expect to pay. Estimate. Again, estimate. No real price. Here's what we know about the Steam machine's price. GTA, blah, 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 blah. We know about the Steam machine, the blog posts, plans, our goals, shipping products. Valve was gearing up for a pretty big product launch if its shipping forecasts are anything to read into. Earlier this week, we reported that several shipments of game consoles were arriving at Valve's warehouse straight from China. The shipments totaled up to 5 tons in weight, which isn't enough to stock a global lunch, but could be an early sign of Valve starting to stock up. We must take this with a grain of salt, as Valve's Steam Deck devices are also classed as game consoles on shipping manifests, and those are also pretty low on stock right now. In fact, it's currently impossible to buy any Steam Deck model straight from Valve in the UK. Low Steam Deck stock doesn't bode well for the release of the Steam machine. If Valve is struggling to obtain parts for the existing product line, we can imagine it's going to be an uphill struggle to gather enough parts to launch a brand new line of more powerful machines. So for now, we're still very much in the dark when the Steam machine will arrive. It does feel like we're closer to the announcement every day. So here's some of they're breaking it down again. Sadly, this doesn't know the PlayStation 5 just got a price hike earlier this year, with the Pro model now costing gamers almost $800, while the Xbox Series is priced at $499. If anything, we'd expect the price of Steam to ear close to the 1,000 mark. Now that's euros, so back in February I priced up how much it would cost on a PC, and it came around $930. There's just no way that machine is going to sell for not any kind of good numbers. That can't be the right price. I'm 700 is looking like it's going to be maybe the max for it because of the specs on it. It doesn't really have I mean, it's got its own thing going for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's all going to be, designed to operate the maximum for that system. But the micro D slot. Valve claims the specifications will be capable of running most games at 4K, 60 frames per second. However, this will be achieved using AI upscaling techniques like FSR for more demanding titles like Cyberpunk 2027. You'll be picking up a Steam machine when pre-orders finally go live. Oh, will you be picking up? No comments. I don't know, man. I mean, now it's 1,000. Yesterday it was 700. Still no actual descriptive amount. They're just going off of what this stuff costs. I don't know. I would like a little more definitive news. But I mean, what are they going to do? Wait till November to release it with the they're going to release that with that one game, Half-Life 3, and then is they going to do that when GTA 6 comes out? Try to get you to, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I wish they'd be a lot more clear about stuff. This is getting ridiculous. PlayStation urges PS4 players to upgrade to PS5 for GTA 6. Looks like a way to force you into spending a lot more money for a game that'll probably be nothing but DEI and women and shit that you won't even want to play. PlayStation has become encouraged its base players still on PS4 to upgrade to the PS5 so they can play GTA 6 this year. Now get this, they've been sending out like QR codes and all this shit. Emails have been sent to active GTA 5 players, and those still using a PS4 have wish listed GTA 6 on the PS Store, receiving messages straight to their consoles as documented on social media. Sony has emailed top Grand Theft Auto 5 players to say get a PlayStation 5 today to be ready for when Grand Theft Auto 6 launches on November 19, 2026. Those playing the PS4 receive the same messages on their console and QR codes to scan that take them to the PS5 system purchasing page. Wow. Right to the PS5 purchasing page. Do you get the GTA 6 for free? Sony seems to have a marketing deal in place of GTA 6, meaning it's taken advantage of a chance to advertise the open world alongside the PS5 console. The hope will be that the game runs perfectly fine on base PS5 and receives some significant resolution or frame rate upgrades on PS5 Pro. The current 19th November 2026 release date is highlighted in the official messagings, which some fans are taking as confidence where there won't be any more delays. The developers still could push the title into 2027. However, GTA 6 won't launch for PS4, so a PS5 or Xbox Series X or S will be needed to play it at release. Are you ready for GTA 6 with a PS5? Let us know. Any comments on it here? So Sony are going to help PS4 owners upgrade. By the way, I don't know, maybe helping with the cost. Yeah, really? Are you going to get the game for free if you buy that PS5? Funny how they weren't begging people to buy a PS5 before they hiked the price. You know, ain't that something? Sony are advising people to buy PS5 before GTA 6 is released, so even if the game is delayed, the advice is still coherent. Yeah, what if they do delay the game and you bought the PS5 just to get that GTA 6? You're going to be pissed. In case to be excited for the GTA 6, marketing has begun. Majority comments are all about negativity, aren't they? Because it's pretty negative. People will grumble about the price hikes, which of course the right thing to do. However, we're talking GTA 6 here, now the biggest release in all forms of media. People will upgrade purely for this game alone. Obviously, some people, families, won't be able to afford the upgrade, which truly does suck. Gaming is no longer a casual hobby. It was when some of us were growing up. Yeah, it's kind of like the model plane hobbies. Used to have model kits you could order, and all that's just, it got so expensive that you could just go buy it put together and you didn't have to mess with it. But there used to be a time when, a lot like building computers, gaming computers, they had, for young guys that used to do modeling and building stuff, radios, TVs. You could build your own parts kits for about anything. And now it's the same way with this. They're getting rid of anything for people that can build, that like to build and like to tinker and like to do. It's kind of sad. Anyway, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Thank you.